Welcome to Birth Chart Basics, Episode 4, Free Birth Chart Calculators, What They Miss and How to Read Between the Lines. We'll keep the parts that work, then add the layers most reports skip. House system choice, chart ruler, tighter aspect orbs, and planetary condition. By the end, you'll know how to turn a generic printout into a reading that actually sounds like you. Free birth chart calculators are a great place to start, but they often stop where the real magic begins. If your printout felt half right and half generic, let's fix that. We'll keep the good parts and add the missing layers so your chart sounds uncannily like you. Begin by checking your inputs. Birth time accuracy matters for your ascendant and the house cusps. 10 minutes can shift the rising sign and redraw the whole map. Double-check daylight, saving time, and the time zone. Most Western tools use the tropical zodiac. If you accidentally used sidereal, your signs will shift. Confirm the basics before you interpret anything. Next, choose your house system on purpose. Many free sites default to Placidus, which can create uneven houses, intercepted signs, and duplicate cusps. Whole sign assigns one sign per house and often matches lived experience more clearly for beginners. Pull your chart both ways. If a planet jumps houses, that jump explains why the automated text felt contradictory. Pick the map that matches your life and stick with it for consistency. Now, find your chart ruler. Your rising sign sets the planet that captains your chart. Mercury for Gemini or Virgo rising, Venus for Taurus or Libra, the moon for Cancer, the sun for Leo, Mars for Aries or Scorpio, Jupiter for Sagittarius or Pisces, Saturn for Capricorn or Aquarius, with modern co-rulers for Scorpio, Aquarius, and Pisces if you use them. Note the ruler's sign, house, and aspects. A chart ruler on an angle is loud. A ruler in the 10th wants visibility. In the 11th, it thrives in communities. In the 12th, it needs solitude and retreat. If your free report focused on your sun while your chart ruler is shouting from the 10th house, your public path is the real headline. Tighten the aspect list. Automated reports love long lists with wide orbs, and that turns signal into noise. Keep orbs tight so the story's clear. Conjunctions, squares, trines, oppositions within about 6 degrees. Sextiles within about 4. Weight any aspect that involves the ascendant, descendant, midheaven, or IC. Choose one supportive aspect you'll leverage every week and one challenging aspect you'll practice a tiny skill around. Repetition turns aspects into progress. Check planetary condition. The secret sauce calculators often skip. Start with essential dignity. Is a planet in its own sign or exalted or in detriment or fall? Dignified planets deliver steadily. Planets in tougher terrain still work, but they need skillful support. Consider sect, day chart versus night chart, because it changes how Mars and Saturn behave. Retrograde planets at birth aren't bad. They indicate depth and a more reflective learning curve. Planetary speed matters, and an out-of-bounds moon can signal heightened sensitivity and originality. Note, mutual reception. 2 planets in each other's signs boost one another. If your text painted Saturn as a villain, but you're a day chart with Saturn dignified or angular, Saturn may be your long game ally. Look at angles, interceptions, and duplicates. Planets near the ascendant or midheaven are native headlines, even if the report buried them. Intercepted signs can feel muted early and bloom later with awareness. Duplicate cusps show topics that double up. If your chart looks quiet, check orbs to angles. You might have a sleeper planet right on the front door. Use decans and degree symbolism only if you need polish. Each sign has 3 10-degree flavors. 0 degrees and 29 degrees can add intensity. Exact aspects speak loudly. You don't need these to begin, but they refine a reading that's close. Add a few points. Many calculators hide. Chiron, the vertex, and the part of fortune. Chiron shows where you become a wise specialist by healing your own gap. The vertex describes doorbell encounters, those fated feeling meetings. The part of fortune points to ease through concrete practices tied to your ascendant and luminaries. If a pattern in your life feels weirdly repetitive, check vertex contacts and Chiron themes. Now, synthesize planets and houses, not just in signs. Signs describe how energy expresses. Planets tell you what's moving. Houses show where it happens. Aspects describe how the inner team talks. Venus in Taurus in the 5th house is creative romance and play. Venus in Taurus in the 8th seeks depth, intimacy, and shared resources. Same sign, different house, different life. When you're ready for timing, separate outer weather from inner season. Track transits to your chart ruler and to planets on the angles. Those are your real-time headlines. Watch your progressed moon, about 2 to 3 years per sign, for your current emotional season. If the forecast says big career moment, but your progressed moon is in the 12th, you might be incubating, not launching. Align outer action with inner season, and the road smooths out. Let's put this to work in a 1-week tune-up. Day 1, verify your inputs on 2 sites and choose tropical or sidereal intentionally. Day 2, compare Placidus and whole sign and pick the house system that actually matches your life. Day 3, write a short paragraph on your chart ruler, its sign, house, and 1 or 2 tight aspects. Day 4, tighten aspect orbs and pick 1 supportive aspect to use, 1 challenging aspect to practice. Day 5, evaluate planetary condition, dignity, sect, retrogrades, any out-of-bounds moon, and reframe any so-called problem planet as a skill you can train. Day 6, check planets on angles, then add Chiron, the vertex, and the part of fortune. Day 7, translate 1 insight per day into a 10-minute habit. Mars in the 2nd, review pricing weekly, Sun in the 6th, protect your sleep window and craft time. Venus in the 11th, nurture 1 community thread each week. A few quick examples. If your sun screams performance, but you hate being seen, look to the ruler. A 12th house ruler trining your sun says you perform best from a contemplative base with strategic reveals. If you read a social on paper, but groups drain you, Venus in Gemini with a moon near the IC says your battery charges at home with structure. Schedule recovery after wins. If career predictions never land, stop watching only sun transits and start tracking hits to your chart ruler in the 10th house. Free calculators are a phenomenal start, but they're first drafts. Confirm your inputs, choose your house system, weight the chart ruler, tighten the aspects, check planetary condition, honor the angles and interceptions, add Chiron, the vertex, and the part of fortune, and ground everything in planets and houses and simple weekly habits. That's how a generic printout becomes your roadmap. If this helped, subscribe for the full series and drop a comment with your rising sign and chart ruler sentence. Share 1 supportive aspect you'll leverage this week and 1 micro skill you'll practice for a challenging aspect. Your chart is a conversation with life. Read between the lines and keep the dialogue going. That's your upgrade path beyond the free report. If this clarified things, subscribe and drop a comment with your rising sign, your chart ruler, and which house system matched your life best. Share this with someone who said their chart felt half right. Now they'll know exactly how to dial it in.